Hello, everyone. This is Jason of Awake Souls, and I've got Ronnie here, and it's Beyond Flat Earth time again. I'm excited to be back. I've been busy. life life has been throwing me plenty of curveballs, and I'm flowing through it. It's been throwing Ronnie a whole bunch of curveballs, and he's flowing through it. And yeah, so one of the things I'd like to do is just sort of get you all caught up with what's going on with us, because it does affect the way we get to talk to you. You know, these hangouts that we try to connect with you and tell you the things that we've been researching, the things that we've been studying, the things that we've been catching in the news, that we've got a totally different take on it than most people, because as we've covered before in Beyond Flat Earth, I have a flow chart as far as the different ways that we see the world. Ronnie and I know that we're on a flat plane. We're not on a spinning ball. We know that. We know that the popular flat Earth model that has the sun and moon doing circles over some sort of a map, we know that that model is impossible, and we constantly spend time debunking that model. We do believe that this is a simulation and that there are actual physical proofs. I mean, we call them physical. This is what the terminology we've become accustomed to. Observable proofs that we are in a simulation. You know, you've got your characters like Elon Musk and other big name scientists that when they tell you we're probably in a simulation, everybody's like, wow, you know, retweet this, and wow, this is amazing. And people sit around talking about that. And here Ronnie and I are pointing to actual observable evidence, not just you know, making parallels and guesswork, but actual observable evidence that you can follow this direct path to simulation realization, and you can get to the point where you do realize that this is a simulation. And it is important because it changes your decision-making process when you seriously consider it and start applying it in your life. So, Ronnie, I've been rambling on for a while. Can you tell us what just happened to you?
Okay. You know, it's nice to have you back. And like I said, I constantly am accepting that things are going to work out for both of us either way. So yeah, the other day I released, later on, if there's time, I'll go into Blender and just do a tutorial, a quick, maybe a 5-minute tutorial later about the map and model that yourself and I and a few others have been working so hard on. I got out a pretty good video. I was pretty happy with it. And the next day I got up to go and do some work to repair a fence, and yeah, my engine caught on fire and melted.
Slow down for a second. You're just, I want everybody to hear that and let that sink in. Your engine caught on fire and melted.
Yeah, it melted like I'll post a video when I got some time. It melted like basically a marshmallow would.
I did. You showed me over, it was like Skype that we were talking, and yeah, unbelievable. It looks like a burnt marshmallow.
I didn't even know that aluminum blocks could burn like that, but apparently they can. You know, it makes me wonder, if my engine is metal and it burns, how do they contain nuclear fissile material in a metal box?
Oh, we're gonna be covering some nukes tonight, brother.
Yeah, I wasn't trying to jump the gun, but yeah, you know, for me, it's just a vehicle. You know, the finance thing kind of hurts, but I'm not here to make Caesar shekels. I'm here to you know, to teach and to be a student to the truth and to the Holy Scriptures and to the flat Earth research. And I have to agree, as well as the engine burning down. My mom's coffee maker blew up that morning when I was on my way to visit her, and so many other things too that just, it's almost like someone's got some sort of they're trying to do some Wicca spell casting. It's just funny because I just laugh, brother.
I know. I mean, it does make you wonder if somebody's out there with the voodoo doll type thing, or the CIA or whatever. But yeah, these events, by whatever means that they're happening, they happen, and it sucks. I mean, your engine of your car started on fire.
Yeah, spontaneously combusted, and the funny thing was, because I believe in the will and the thought process is what creates our simulation, according to the scriptures. I managed to drive about 5 kilometers with no brakes or no clutch pedal, and the engine was on fire. And how is that even possible in this reality?
Well, I mean, knowing what we know, knowing that this is a simulation, it does require sort of like an awkward look at the experience, and
like all the lights were like either amber or green, and then I have to make a hard left onto my mother's road, and then I have to park in her driveway spot, and like all that had to be timed, like 5 different lights through the town. Like I had no brakes, no clutch. I think I was in second gear. Like how does the simulation align that I can get through town with an engine on fire, and then I popped the hood.
That was all happening while the engine was literally burning.
Yeah, it was burning as this was going on. I popped the hood, and because I haven't hooked up the outside garden hose, the first reaction was to grab a sweater and try to put the engine fire out. And when I went to do that, my elbow swung and hit the hinge, the engine hood cover pin, and it slammed the hood shut, which started the fire even worse. So and then I ended up getting a hose from the neighbor, and then the fire department and police and everybody showed up, and I was thankful. I kept thinking the engine was going to blow up. My mom was like, "Get away from the car," and I'm like, "No, if I leave the vehicle," because as soon as the hose wouldn't be on it, like it was like the whole car would have burnt to the ground if I didn't. But all in all,
so
I
miss that part of it, that you actually stood there with the hose putting it out.
Oh yeah, I kept the hose on it for about, I'd say, the response time of the fire department after we finally. Well, the neighbor said to call the 911 right away. I'm like, no, I got it. I thought I was going to put it out right after the hood had closed, but I think they were there in about 10 minutes. So I laid on the ground, and I kept hearing it pop. I'm like, oh no, the engine's going to blow up, and I figured I'd just be able to turn away quick enough.
Yeah.
And because the engine hood, like they had to pry it open with the jaws of life or whatever to get the hood open, because when it slammed, it wasn't open. So I just sprayed the water in the front rad area up through the hood, and it held the fire at bay. But I just what are the chances of someone's engine just catching on? I should do a video like Math Powerland. I should have put soot all over myself and been like, see what you get, Illuminati. You can't take me out. But I didn't do it.
Tear the knee in your pants.
Yeah, gotta have the Boston bombings, the ripped trouser pants. That's a clear hoax sign. Just to jump into the next topic, I was watching a video of the Korean Kim Illuminati sung parade.
Yeah. It's one of the tabs I have open.
Oh, okay. Well, all I was going to say was, I don't know if you have do you have any footage of, they played a simulation hologram or holographic video at the end of that parade. Did you hear about it?
No, I didn't go all the way through it.
I'll add that. I'll find the link while we go through your links. But apparently they show like a movie of America getting nuked. They like show the bomb being launched, and everybody in the crowd was cheering, and the flag was burning.
I had seen a headline about that before somewhere else, I just didn't catch it in the video of the parade. But yeah, I saw a headline about that. That's crazy.
That's like, it's like straight out of 1984. Like you couldn't have more MK program.
But it's probably always like super bad animation from them too, right?
It's grainy. It's like, you know how Skype shares the quality of the video. It's like worse than that. I don't even think it's real. I don't even think half the parade was real.
Yeah, we can cover that. Let the watcher use their own discernment and come to a conclusion. I have studied this stuff and looked at it, and to me, it's CGI. Man,
I'm gonna present you
the world that we've been taught, the world that we all grew up with, the spinning ball and dinosaurs and all that kind of stuff. Everything, it's all falling apart. It's all lies. It's all hoaxes. War is a hoax. I've come to this conclusion pretty recently. I started thinking about it, studying it. I don't know. When you and I, Ronnie, first started talking to each other, was it on either of our radars that war was a hoax?
Yeah, I think you mentioned some things, but for me, it was I have to give respect to Jungle Surfer. You know, he does a bit of crazy content, but he was the first one, and Dave J, another classic COINTEL, or just, you know, everybody has to do their own research and come up to their own conclusions. Dave J has shared some excellent, he was the first one I ever heard calling other American soldiers and telling them, like, how dare you false witness to being in war. He's like, you've never pointed a gun and shot somebody in war. He's like, don't false witness. And when I heard that was about 4 years ago. He was putting that out.
You heard that long ago, huh?
Well, Dave J and even Jungle Surfer, they were, you know, hoax sceners. But Dave J was the one who, you know, because he would call people out in the name of Jesus, which, you know, there's not too many. He, like I said, he does some crazy work, but he called all war theater. He said the Earth was flat, but then, you know, he diverges to the circling sun. So,
yeah. So I mean that is one of the things that we've covered so many times, is that there are channels that we know are shill channels, but yet in order to be a shill channel, you have to provide some truth. Otherwise, nobody's going to pay attention to you whatsoever. So the shill channels are given avenues, paths that they're allowed to cover, and then avenues that they're not allowed to cover. And the way Satan's organized this world is that everybody has their own little niche that they get to talk about the truth, and then there's the certain things that you have to be on board as far as the lies are concerned. It's all organized. You can tell that, you know, people get to cover this position but not that position. If you ever see them pressed on one of their non-cover issues, they won't do it. They're not allowed to. They'll get pulled from their position. And I don't know, the Dave J, I was amazed. He was one of the first YouTubers that I heard, you know, real blatantly saying that all these military people that have claimed that they've shot and killed people in war are liars. And that was shocking to me. I mean, I hadn't studied the idea that war itself might be a hoax. But I've been looking into it, and the more and more and more I look, the more I'm convinced that war is a hoax. So what I've been doing is I've got my main ways that I follow headlines and get my information. It's pretty simple. I use really just two sites. I use Drudge Report and Godlike Productions. And between those two, I can see on Drudge what he's saying is all the major headlines out there that we need to know about. And Usually those headlines, are sort of delayed. They come in, a little while after these articles went out. And then Godlike Productions is a forum that it's extremely controlled. You cannot talk about flat Earth on there. They'll ban you. They'll delete your threads. Very, very hostile towards the flat Earth, but they allow some other topics, as long as nobody speaks too much truth. So I picked up a headline on Godlike Productions today that has got some of the information that I want to cover.
You're presented. Yeah.
Okay. But I just so I go through these headlines and I look at these articles and I'm looking at them with new eyes now. The eyes that recognize CGI, the eyes that recognize staged photographs. And so one of the recent ones was let's see, I got to do the screen share first. You let me know if this is coming through.
Yeah, sorry, I was pulling up the for later, the Korean.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, you're broadcasting clear.
Okay, great. Yeah, so these are just some headline articles from those sources, stuff that I've stumbled across recently, and this whole U.S. dropping the biggest non-nuclear weapon ever. So when I say war is a hoax, it's not all CGI. They do like to build rockets. They like to make these things that they call missiles. They like to drop bombs and blow stuff up. They seem to have a great fascination for just blowing stuff up. But this bomb, the Moab, here it says 21,000 pound bomb. We get a little further, they get a little bit more detailed. 21,600 pounds. It's 30 feet long. It contains 11 tons of explosives. So a ton is 2,000 pounds. All right. So 11 tons is 22,000 pounds. But it weighs 21,600. So the amount of explosives, and you can just straight off assume right now that these explosives are nothing more than TNT, gunpowder. So they put together 22,000 pounds of TNT, put it in a bomb that they say weighs less than the actual amount of TNT that they put in it, even though it's got to have some sort of shell around it. And this thing's so big that the only way that they can deliver this bomb is they have a big cargo airplane, and they roll this thing out the back. It goes off on a sled, a parachute, sort of sucks it out of the back. Then its cart, its sled that it's laying on falls away, and then this thing falls from this cargo plane towards its target. Now, everybody is saying this thing is GPS guided. GPS guided. Okay. So, think of your phone, GPS coordinates. This thing is, this bomb that's 22,000 pounds of TNT is getting GPS coordinates as it's falling out of the back of this plane. And it's got these fins in the back because there is no propulsion system on this thing. This bomb just free falls. It's just a big chunk of TNT. And it's got these fins on the back. And so I guess the whole concept behind this hoax is that the GPS, it's picking up that signal, and then these are acting like rudders, and it's steering it. But I mean, everybody just step back. Here is, this is just a prop. It's sitting out in front of this building. This is like when they put an old World War II plane on a stand, next to an Air Force base. Here they have, the missile or the bomb, the largest one, the Moab. Just picture this thing when it comes out of the back of an airplane. It's totally unguided. It's free falling. And these fins on the back here, do you really think it's going to steer around? These fins are going to steer around a 22,000 pound, chunk of metal with TNT in it? No, this thing's going to fall like a dart. It can't be controlled. And it's going to be a big explosion because that's a lot of TNT. Think about it, 22,000 pounds. Even though they say the bomb is 21,600. And so, so the first...
Look at the footage that they show.
Yeah, the first practical test was carried out on March 11th in 2003 at the Eglin Air Force Base in Florida. If you read through the article, they've only detonated one of these. They say that all the time. And then here you're being told March 11th, 2003 is when it was tested. So the only time one of these has been exploded, any other time, is this right here. And as here they tell you the blast pattern. This is how much it would destroy. Fear, fear, fear. There's another article that shows this in a little bit better detail. These radiuses, it's like 320 feet is this outside one. I'm thinking to myself, 320 feet. If I were to go from where I'm sitting right now, 320 feet, I'd still be on my property. So if this bomb landed on my property, I might be outside the blast zone, depending on where it landed on my property. Okay, that's not that big. Oh, here, the fireball, 32 feet. Okay, 32 feet. I mean, that's less than the width of most people's homes. Is the fireball. Air blast, 164 feet. This is a lot of people's driveways. Dissipating air blast, 328 feet. Okay, so the third degree burns they have at 426 feet. So I guess if it landed on my property, I might expect to get some burns from it. That's the largest non-nuclear weapon known to mankind. Keep in mind. All right.
Well,
we're going to get into the fact that nukes don't exist. So that what you are looking at is really the largest weapon that the military has.
Well, someone sent a comment in the chat. Arono, I believe his name is. It's comprised of the composition H6. Wikipedia search quick turned up. Is a castable military explosive mixture composed of the following: 44% RDX, 25.5 TNT, powdered aluminum, paraffin wax, and calcium chloride. So yeah, that's just, what is that? That's an alchemic soup of TNT explosives, right?
Yeah. I was reading some articles that now they're updating the composition of the explosives, trying to increase it. But if we go back to the blast radius, the circles that we're just looking at, it doesn't matter what the chemical composition of the explosive material is if those are the blast radiuses of the largest non-nuclear bomb.
Well, the other thing too is where do these RDX, TNT, where do these chemicals come from?
Everything has to come from something natural.
From the ground.
Just from a plant, from a mineral. Like Man didn't make anything that didn't exist here before man. That's for sure.
And you'll get people like even in the food industry, you'll see people saying that it's organic, and it's like it's there's such a huge again MK Ultra effect where like Varsol doesn't like nuclear weapons and carbon monoxide that the cars expose. These are all things from the earth. Like the trees breathe the emissions from the vehicles, and they expel oxygen just like cows eat grass and we eat the cows. Cows don't eat meat. We can't eat grass. And the nuclear thing, which is again why it's so nice that you're back. War is a Hoax, Gotham Shield 2017, nuke EMP drill, and going through the mother of all bombs here with you and just getting into this nitty gritty of like the fact that these explosives don't even really exist. Like, that you can't take a piece of plastic and blow up Toronto.
No, no. In fact, we are looking at the mother of all bombs. This is the largest non-nuclear bomb on the planet. Okay, and we will get into the fact that nukes don't exist. So this is the largest bomb in the world. Okay, if it landed on my property, I might get third-degree burns from it. Okay, if it landed on me, it would blow me up.
Yeah, that's well, you know, it might not. You know, doesn't sometimes TNT explosives misfire or?
Yeah, I don't know too much about that.
So it's that pin that's sticking out, the white pin that I guess when it hits the ground that engages the TNT, and it's pretty much just like firecracker, right? Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah, it's. So I used to play with like M80s and stuff like that when I was younger, and it was fun to blow stuff up. And I made spud guns. I don't know if you ever heard of those before.
Made one.
Yeah.
PVC piping, aerosol spray, and a barbecue lighter.
Exactly. Except I would make a custom stock for it that was really cool looking.
You did Texas stuff. And the other one I was thinking about was the match bomb with the Tylenol bottle. But, you know, I heard the stories kids blew their thumbs off and whatever. That was enough for me to not want to do those.
Yeah, and I messed around with stuff. I tried, you know, filling a balloon with oxygen acetylene from a cutting torch and you know, setting it up where I was going to try to shoot a flaming arrow at it. It didn't work out for me, but
flaming arrow,
yeah, I couldn't, you know, like I couldn't get, I'm like trying to have like a flame, like I'm trying to be far enough away and get the flame over there to pop it and have it explode and not blow up by it. But it was a fail, but it's fun to try to blow stuff up. I don't know, just I guess it's a guy thing. I don't see too many girls doing it.
It's funny. Someone in the chat here saying benzene ring with a methyl group carbon. Wikipedia is saying that it's 29.5% TNT, 44%. What's RDX? Is RDX another form of organic compound from the ground? So that's like. I'm not trying to cut you off, but stuff that comes from the earth generally isn't going to destroy it. That was my quick point.
Yeah, I mean, like you can go through so many different refining processes, but remember that at its origin, it was some sort of a plant or, you know, mineral or dirt or rock or something to begin with, because it's not like humans made some new component that wasn't here. So I'm just going to go back to this chart one more time, so that people get these regardless of the composition of whatever it is that you know 11 ton bomb, the Moab, regardless whatever composition is made out of, they are showing the fireball being 32 feet. Okay, the air blast 164 feet. This is maybe like somebody's driveway length. I mean, they're showing you on a block here. This is
It's not very big, man. I'm thinking to myself, was Jason trying to state that 32-foot fireball is large?
no.
No, I'm like, something's wrong.
It barely gets from one side of my porch to the other.
But it does go down. It's a bunker buster created to target high-ranking jihadis in bunkers, right?
War is a hoax. They just like to set off these firecrackers.
Yeah, they go to Afghanistan, and you see the footage there. There's like 65-year-old men with no teeth chewing on like heroin leaves.
Yeah.
And the Americans setting up huge sand camps and like bombing the desert.
Yeah. So I mean,
And the British and the Canadians, sorry.
Let's just get practical here for a second. If the largest bomb on Earth that's non-nuclear has a radius here of 426 feet, that it's going to severely injure people. Okay, how many of these bombs would it take to to take out like a city of 500 people? it would probably take like 500 of these bombs to cover the whole city, and this is only the second one that they've ever exploded ever. So,
well, non-nuclear, they say.
Non-nuclear, yeah. So anybody that is living in fear that a bomb is going to blow them up, chances are really, really, really small, especially once we get into the fact that nukes do not exist. So, yeah, here's the Moab article. Here's another one. States a lot of the same stuff. It's got a video here. I don't want to get a strike, but here, I mean, you can see. Look at this picture. You can tell just from this cover shot what kind of fakery is going on right here. They said that the one in, what year was it? 2003 was the first one that they ever exploded. That was the only one they exploded until they did this one in Afghanistan. So are you saying that this shot right here is of the first one or the second one? And if it's either one, if this is the largest bomb in the world and we see it in the frame right here, probably, I don't know, maybe it's 30 feet above the ground right here. Yeah, that's one heck of a shot. You're standing pretty close to where this bomb is going to explode, especially considering it is the mother of all bombs. So here's U.S. drops largest non-nuclear bomb in Afghanistan, area populated by ISIS members. You can see. I'm gonna play a little clip of this. Let me show this first. Fair use. We're using this in good faith. This is for educational purpose. We are sifting through this information that appears to be hoaxed, faked. So I just want people to use some common sense. Here's that footage. This must be the first time they dropped one of them because they've only done it once and they've got it here on the History Channel. I'm going to rewind this just a little bit. Here we go. Here is how they deliver the Moab, our biggest thing to fear other than nukes. Here it goes. There it goes out the back of the plane.
Wait, it's black and white. This is
Yeah.
2000, what? 1942?
I think that was 2003, somewhere in an Air
Why is
Force
it
base. Air Force Base in Florida, I think.
black and white?
Black and white. Yeah, let's just watch that. Okay, here's their inside footage. This is their footage of when they were testing the mother of all bombs the very first time. Okay? You'd think that maybe they would have like some more scientists or something along to like see how this goes, but there it goes out the back, pulls the sled falls away, and now it's GPS guided. You see that? Boom! All right,
Boom!
so that was not the orange one. So that other clip that we saw back here, you see this? They must have had this camera on the ground filming that one in Afghanistan.
Sorry.
And so let's just watch this explosion again. This is the mother of all bombs. Boom. Boom, that was like a 32-foot diameter fireball.
At Eglin Air Force Base in Florida, the United States tested a new...
That's it. That's your mother of all bombs right there. So I guess if the parachute goes out and doesn't fill and take off at the right time, this GPS guided thing, it just starts to go sideways until it gets back over its target.
Yeah, this doesn't work too well for baller theory, just to throw in there.
Credit History Channel. Oh, the brainwashing. So here's a
model.
What is the mother of all bombs? The powerful weapon Trump just dropped on Afghanistan. So when you look at this footage here, what it reminds me of is back in the day when I was playing some of the first-person shooter games like Call of Duty and Battlefront, stuff like that. You could be in airplanes, and you get these like heat camera or infrared camera type views from above. So the imagery looks just like the video games, but there you go. That's the mother of all bombs. They show it to you in black and white, and they just let your imagination go. All right. It's no different than a video game. Okay.
That's 2017 technology, man. What are you talking about?
Yeah, video games have much better quality. Trying to think. I remember why I had that article up. CNN, of course, all over this. First on CNN, U.S. drops largest non-nuclear bomb in Afghanistan. Yeah, so I guess they're showing you the 2003 footage right here. Of course, not the Afghanistan one.
Well, no, Trump doesn't want to telecast his moves, so.
I mean, come on, people. Look at this. Just use your senses. I don't think I even have to hit play here. Look at this workshop right here. The mother of all bombs. This is where it's built. These are the guys building it.
Yep. They're just resting, having a break.
Yeah, but I mean, look at this. You can't. The way they got this sitting in the door right here, where you gotta walk through. You gotta walk over these arms to get on the backside and work over here. And this is your workshop for making the mother of all bombs.
Yeah, the shadows are a little bit off as well, but we don't need to get into that.
And yeah, so it was originally developed for the Iraq War, but they didn't end up needing it. Let's see. Here's how much the mother of all bombs actually cost. So this, I noticed that they didn't update it.
They shined it up for this one. Sorry.
Well, they are changing their tune on how much these things cost dramatically. I just caught that recently. The number heavily cited across social media was 314 million. Okay, for the mother of all bombs, right?
314.
Yeah, 314 million. Okay, because this is the mother of all bombs. You see this nice shiny orange coat on here with the X? I mean, people that have followed any channels like Russian vids or anything like that know that orange in gematria is 33. This X, if you look at my chemtrails or demonic video, you'll understand what the X symbology has to do with.
It's a 6. It's a 6 too. So if there's 3 X's on there, it's 666.
Exactly.
Three fins or.
And how Fox makes 666, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, 314 million. So now they want to change their tune on this a little bit. That was never confirmed by the U.S. military, right? But I'm sure people have repeated this meme, and like this has been the source of conversation. That thing cost $314 million, and they can't even help us with this or that, or our education system sucks, and they just blow up $314 million.
They said it's in the desert, right? There's people starving and spillways breaking.
All right, so now everybody, go ahead. The Air Force representative said Friday that the Moab costs $170,000. $170,000. If you actually measure out what the price of like TNT is, and you figure that there's 11 tons of it in this thing, and that it's 22,000 pounds of TNT, and then they just have this this housing on it. They have their nice little fins here that they put their air grates on the back here. $170,000 for a 22,000 pound bomb of TNT. There you go. It could wipe out your house.
Be afraid. And this
for the cost of an average house, we can drop a big thing of TNT on a house and blow it up.
The funny thing is too is that there's people out there, the mother of all bombs, and like this thing is supposedly created to murder people. It's like,
oh, people are cheering, yeah, drop it on them, blow them up, yeah, they deserve it.
Yeah, it's just, and the other thing I thought about war hoaxes that I wanted to bring up while you were doing this great expose was if a military guy knows, like, he just says to you, you got to go to war, Jason. Yeah. And you're like, okay. And you go there and and you shoot someone and kill them. Does that sin fall upon the guy who, it all makes me wonder if, they don't wash their hands with it and say, well, you chose to pull the trigger.
Yeah. I mean, who knows what they're justifying in their head. The real question is how does the creator of this world look at it? How will you be judged on Judgment Day? And it's not going to be good for those that have been misleading intentionally. Now, I know the culpability, if a person has been misled themselves, and then they share what they think is true because they think it's true, culpability goes down. You still are culpable, but if you do it intentionally with the purpose of deceiving, man, That's not good news at all. The scriptures talk about how judgments weighed out differently. If we've looked at Enoch enough to know that there's different places that have been created for different sinners, different levels of sin. It's not like just one hell fits all. So, I've got this clip up here. I just thought this was interesting. The 2,000-pound J-Dam strike. So I've been sort of on a kick of looking at all this different missile footage because I think missiles are a big joke. There's a lot of CGI, a lot of camera trickery, and then once in a while they set up a scene like this where they do drop something and blow something up. But I just want to show people. I'm sort of jumping around a little bit, but hopefully people can make sense of this. I'm going to let this play here, and then I'm going to hit the pause button right after the first explosion, and I want to show you something. I want to show you an effect. Let me try it one more time. Oh, do you see that? I just clicked, and there's one of the missiles up in the air. Let's get this again. So here goes play. There. So if you just wait a second after the first explosion, hit pause. There you've got another one coming in. So what I'm trying to do right now is demonstrate that here was somebody just holding a camera filming. This isn't high-speed footage. I'm able to catch in frame. There's one. There's two more. Okay. I'm just hitting pause, unpause, and I'm catching these J-Dams, 2,000-pound missiles. Okay. Catching those in frame because did you see the 360 footage of the latest NASA launch?
No, I haven't. That's yeah, I don't. Was it within a day or 2 days? I remember my car burnt down. I'm way up north, 400 kilometers north.
Yeah. So let's see. Streamed live April 18th. I guess this was yesterday, and I caught this right afterwards. I was a very early view. I wasn't planning on catching it. It just so happened when I checked YouTube, bam, there it was. And so this is a little confusing. This is, for those that aren't familiar with it, with 360 camera, you can move around the screen. So when you first start watching this clip, it's pointed here, but that's not where the rocket is. So you actually have to pan it over here a little bit. And that right there is the rocket.
Maybe you want to go full screen, maybe?
Yeah.
The cameraman app wasn't working, so I couldn't make the screen that I see for the audience. I tried. Sorry.
Oh, no problem. So I have it queued up to roughly the time where this is going to launch. And, just use your eyes. Stop. Look around. See what you've got going on here. What is this white tank here? Is this where they're storing
helium?
Propellant? Okay. And this is where the rocket is, and we know how many.
Sorry.
We know how many of these things they blow up and stuff like that. I mean, is this really the best way to set up?
What is that, an oil derrick? I don't even know what that other tower is. They're drilling for oil?
I don't know. But so I'm gonna start this. Now you have to really, really pay attention when it starts smoking, and then all of a sudden, I wanted to follow this because we've all seen rocket launches before. I wanted to be able to, with the 360 camera, turn it up like this and follow it in whatever direction it goes, right? All right, watch this.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3.
That was really bad. I can't believe how bad that was. That was like light speed.
Now that you know what you're looking for, let's do this again. I'm gonna take it back.
Okay. I'll dial it down. You might want to put that in slow-mo, brother.
All right, I want to have this tilted here so I can see it for the maximum amount of time here, right? All right, here we go.
Four, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3.
Look at they got the sprinklers going now.
What? Have to cool down.
They have to cool it down, man. You know how much rust that thing must have?
Can you try to pull it back? I see the cloud moving above. The cloud just creeped in and stopped.
It's too much.
I think I got that cloud formation in Blender.
So
I know. Oh man.
So, I'm just jumping around here a little bit because to me that's another example. You know, there's a rocket or a missile. That is what our rocket and missile technology looks like, everybody. There it is.
Those are the long range, right? Super long range.
So the comment section is interesting here. Apparently there are some people whose common sense is working. You know, I left a comment here. Never before has a rocket ever took off so fast.
I communicate.
You can watch missiles coming out of the sky and hitting targets on the ground in regular speed, and they are not going that fast. So those JDAMs, you know, 2,000-pound JDAM rockets, and I can pause and catch the rockets as they're falling in the air, right? But there's
no doing that on that last clip.
Can you pause and catch a second of that rocket launch?
No. You hear it, it's like gone. I was like gonna say there, and people at home, I'm assuming that you're all flat earthers and you all know the buoyancy and density and how gravity's not real, but one motion of something that weighs heavy amounts falling opposed to lifting off another object, you know, that like I drag race and you know the cars, you can see them. It takes a while before they're that fast. Like the rocket has to, it can't transcend the initial thrust speed.
Well, we've seen footage of them trying to launch big, heavy metal rockets before, and they actually come off the pad extremely slow.
And some of them fall over.
It takes a while for the bottom of the rocket to even clear the top of the tower. It's like, you know, like full throttle trying to pick up momentum.
Not that one. they stepped up the repellent or whatever it is.
Well, it said somewhere like they're carrying, I think it's like 7,600 pounds of stuff in their thing that they're taking up. It's like, come on.
As a world's first live 360, it was its first and its shortest.
Oh, but some of these comments, I'm happy to see this, that 1102, that's the takeoff. It says teleportation. 192 thumbs up on that. I guess I blinked and missed it. 139 thumbs up. +5 for a good first try, -3 for breaking all the laws of physics. and no clipping the rocket directly into orbit.
He gets a round of applause for that comment.
Yeah. So, I mean, of course, NASA's going to say the video lagged or something during the launch, but we all know what just happened there, that some buffoon did a really bad job of animating a launch.
You forgot to slow the render down the speed on the takeoff. Oops. But Jaren could probably come up with an answer that, not to harp on anyone, sorry, or anyone might say that, they wanted to save the footage, so they just didn't add that part of the takeoff, right? They clipped it.
Yeah, I'm sure they've already written files over it as well.
The new old bros, the new old.
All the originals are gone.
That was great, man. Great. I'm loving what you're bringing this week. It's great.
So here's some of the big fear. North Korea. I mean, this is what we're supposed to be afraid of as far as Third World War right now, right? I thought this was funny. The North Korean, they unveiled their elite grenade launch or wielding troops trained to defend him if Trump tries to remove him from power. Okay. So here they are. They're all set up. They've got their night vision. They've got their Ray-Bans, their painted faces, and their grenade launchers. But I just want you to start paying attention to the rows of people, these lines, and they've all got these sunglasses on, and they really do look super similar. And I'm not saying that like all black or all Asian or all white people look the same. I think what we have here is like the same person done
it's
over.
Cloning.
Well, they've got him in different poses and stuff. Like here he's straight faced, and here he's turning his head a little bit, and this one, they did some makeup work, but they probably only took a few guys, or maybe even one. I mean, what's the point of having more than one, really?
That you just paste the image and then swivel it and hit enter and then duplicate and then swivel, and then because you can see the hand position on the rifle. Or sorry, is that a advanced grenade launcher?
Yeah,
they're the exact same, and every single person has the same fingers, same, like, not to be racist, I'm saying like they're identical. Wow.
Now this is interesting. Look at these trucks that they're riding in. I mean, what would you age those things at?
1946 Model T.
Okay, and so these are the guys that we're super, super afraid of, right? They're gonna protect Kim from Trump. These are, look at how friendly they are. Look at these smiles. They got flowers, they got balloons, and this is party time. Now, this image is interesting. I'm pretty confident that this is just pure CGI. The whole thing, like building this audience here, the smoke in the air, these tanks, these people, all of this 100% CGI. Now, if you've ever watched, like a big backhoe or a bulldozer, something like that, drive down a paved road, if those things turn at all, they rip up the road. Incredible. So either they put on their like street tracks, and so these, like, everything's all rubbered up, and this isn't like they're going to change out the tracks as soon as the parade is over. if they drove through town and made any turns, all these pavers would just be torn to shreds. This is fake. This is CGI. And then the videos, like if you catch any of this, you can sit here and we've got the YouTube video where there's like, I don't know, 3 hours or 11 hours or something. It's crazy.
Sorry.
But you'll watch squadron after squadron after squadron, and you'll realize after you've been doing this for the last hour or so that you've just been watching a loop of like just a couple clips, and they just keep replaying it over and over, and then they change their transitions, and then they show the same clips over and over and over, like unbelievable. Like, but here is just another cloned picture of a row of guys. This is Photoshop. They're all cloned. The one in the middle, they act like this one's in focus, and then they make these more blurry. It's dramatic looking, right? It's what happens when you have, I think, a large aperture and long focal length. You can get this depth of field transition like that. I don't know. I know a little photography, just a little bit, not a lot.
Enough flat Earth, at least photography.
Yeah. So I mean, look at these lines. This is just clone stamp tool. This is CGI. It's not real. Look at how many these pictures that they made for this article, and then you get into their. This is their new inter ICBM that they shoot this one out of their submarines. Okay, I'm starting to think that the whole submarine thing is part of the hoax as well. Yeah, I've been on one before, a little sightseeing tour, but I don't. There's no nukes. There's no nuclear power, and
yeah, there's batteries in the subs that power them, like big car batteries that can burn.
Yeah, but how long is? If you were going to take a sub and take it down underwater, and you didn't have any windows or anything to look around. You had just these batteries that are going to run out of juice. How long are you going to stay down there before you go back up to the surface?
Yeah, not long. And the periscope, right? It only, what is that, like 10 feet?
Yeah.
Don't they pop that out to aim?
But I mean, the idea that they have submarines that can stay underwater, that this thing can fit inside of, and then this thing can, with rocket, this thing can, whatever liquid fuel, hydrogen, liquid peroxide, whatever they use, this thing can create the thrust to come up out of the submarine, through the water, into the atmosphere, and take off. And that thrust didn't burn a hole through the submarine, and through the water, it doesn't affect the flame at all.
Well, that basically just looks like a large acetylene tank, personally, oxygen or acetylene tank.
To me, it looks like an oversized buoy that you would see out in the ocean. It's just like a marker for a waterway.
Yeah, it's incredible to see. Even the photographers, they look like they're out of a movie reel in the 40s. It's the MK programming is just unbelievable. Look at that, oh man.
These are the ICBMs that are land based. The other ones are on their submarines.
Is there any footage of those things being shot off of that tank?
We'll have to look. Everybody look.
Yeah.
Once again, you think that this tank with this rocket on it is driving down this road with these pavers, and there's not a scratch on this road? Not a scratch. These aren't real people. That's not a real building, and this is not a real tank and missile. And then this is like, they make the quality worse. So they were playing the CGI on something, and then like they have the TV playing over it type thing. They make the quality worse. Look at this ball earth that they have us on here.
Well, hey, the video that I put the link in that you can share later, I put in the message bubble on the side, is their propaganda film, and I think they're using the oblique projection almost. It's funny.
Yeah, so I'm really I want to do more research on submarines, but it's dawned on me that they're part of the hoax. Here you got the guys with the Nerf tips on their guns.
Yeah, what is that?
Here you get the ladies in their stockings. Do you really think that these women are going out and going to shoot somebody?
Yeah, they're going to take over Colorado in the Patrick Swayze sequel.
Yeah.
Is that Red Dawn? Good
Look
movie.
at the intensity that they get in these people for these pictures. I mean, that's fear-inspiring, right?
But nice high kick. Nice high kick, yeah.
And then this is their party. I mean, if you look at some of the footage of this party that they had, it's unbelievable.
Quite the dancing, yeah. They broke out into.
Look at this line dancing. Look at the size of this. Look at the choreography. How long does it take to prepare that size group to all dance in perfect lines? Look at this. This has got to all be fake.
Yeah, it's probably all CGI because
All CGI.
well, you'll get some people that say like, and you know, it's funny because you never see a clip of anyone watching with the crowd in the same. It's always like that could have been filmed with them at like court. I got off topic there. Yeah, they say that they're communists, so they make the people like, I guess every day at 10 o'clock, the whole entire country. What do they recite the line dance for the party? The whole country,
Right.
But then again, you know, imagine a country was that well connected and everyone was happy and dancing every day. Who's in the wrong here?
Yeah. I would take a dancing country over what we've got here. So I don't know. We're saying I'm saying war is a hoax. It's a hoax. You're being hoaxed. And then that opens like big Pandora's box of things to
wait. Hold on. I sorry to interrupt you. Are you saying that military and wartime actions are theater?
That's what they call it on the television.
They actually call it
vision.
Like my theater campaign was in Nam.
Yeah. Theater. The scripts, theater. Like they act out scenes, which is going to lead into the this drill that's coming up. Gotham. What was it? Gotham. Oh, we'll get to it. But yeah, there's a drill coming up that theater. This is war is a theater. Everything's a hoax. Everything's lies. We're in a simulation, and they are controlling us by hoaxing us. Okay, so if we wake up to the fact that we're being hoaxed, okay, and that there's not really the real danger that you think is a real danger, then all of a sudden you won't be under the control of that fear anymore. Things change. Like waking up to this deception will liberate you very quickly. You realize that you're just being hoaxed. But you have to have the courage to stand up to the people that are lying to you, because they're going to flat out directly say to your face, I killed somebody, I shot him, I stabbed him. I've heard testimony from people that said that they've been in battle, and well, it's dramatic. Like everybody's drinking, and supposedly he got shot, and like there's a struggle, and it came down to a knife fight, and he had to stick the knife through the guy's neck and watch him bleed. And
well, what I was going to ask you was, in Canada, we see tons of Hollywood movies where they're like soldiers who have to go and inform other like wives that they've lost somebody to war. Like it's almost like there's like full-time, like thousands of people doing this. It's like really crazy.
yeah. So we know that NASA is an agency that just does hoaxes, right? They put on nice displays with rockets and things that go boom, but they're not the only part of the government out there that's hoaxing us. The military is hoaxing us as well, and so this is going to come a whole lot closer to home, because most of us probably don't know somebody that works at NASA. Most of us probably do know somebody that's part of the military. And find out who they've killed, okay? Who they know that has been killed, and start doing some digging. I was just doing some research here, lists of battles by casualty, and when you start scrolling through here, and you start seeing the numbers that they're putting to the amount of people that were killed. And here's some World War II battles, 133,000, 813. Battle of Stalingrad, between 1.25 million and 1.8 million. Siege of Leningrad, 1.1 million to 4.5 million. Warsaw Uprising, 200,000. Siege of Budapest, 422,000. Battle of Berlin, 1,298,745. Battle of Kiev, 700,544. Battle of Manila, 100,000 to 500,000. So when you start taking a look at numbers like that, and then you just think to yourself, okay, where did all these people go? Okay, do you realize how many grave sites that would require? I think that Arlington Memorial is something like 400,000 grave sites or something like that. I don't know. Somebody double check me. That's a really big cemetery. The headstones are all close to each other. Everything's laid out for like maximum efficiency to get as many of them as you possibly can. Where are these dead people? Did everybody that went to war, did they all get put in mass graves and not buried? Or were they all being cremated back then? No. People that died were buried. Like cremation's sort of a newer thing in general, I believe. Where are these graves? Where are these dead people? It's not adding up. We've been lied to. So I was looking here, war graves on the 1914, 1918 Western Front. And apparently they've put out some cover articles. And they just really try to make it, some might be in mass graves, but the missing, it's really hard. But finding the missing World War I dead almost 100 years ago, it may be surprising to learn that the military missing dead from the First World War are still being found almost 100 years ago. I have a feeling they're probably talking about the actual actors from the theater that were still showing up. They were probably still alive, not like we found their grave. They were hanging out in the Bikini Atolls. They left their wife and children, and all of a sudden they showed up. You know, they're almost 100 years old now. United States military casualties of war. Just doing research on Wikipedia. You know, for the listener out there, just have something that you question, something that like doesn't make sense to you. Like I can't figure out where are all these graves for all these people that they say have died. And when I started looking through United States military casualties of war and looking at these numbers, they don't add up to me at all. They don't make sense. So take a look at them yourself. This was on Fox recently. Photos of Iran's new Quahar F-313 fighter jet prototype emerges. This is just
nice title. That's like my almost my grammar's level. Sorry.
But this just cracks me up. So I mean, here they're pointing out the new features. So it's got this little turret down here, they call it. They've now made a larger cockpit than a normal sized person can fit in, and it's not plexiglass anymore. It's got this fin. It's got a new marking here.
That number 8?
Yeah, that's new.
I like number 8, but I don't.
And then they're changing something up on the tail section here.
Yeah, it looks like a bit of a Corvette, maybe a Stingray 1992. No.
It does have Corvette lines to it. So here's a picture of it. This is the updated version.
Looks like a drone, man.
Take a look at this wingspan. Now keep in mind that this cockpit, they had this is funny. The F-313 was first unveiled in February 2013. Though it was criticized for being too small, the cockpit couldn't accommodate a normal-sized pilot. Couldn't.
They had to put a jockey in there? Like a horse jockey?
Put a jockey in it. And the wings weren't big enough to get it up in the air. So not only could it... Yes!
It couldn't fly?
It couldn't fly, and a normal-sized person couldn't fit in it. They needed a jockey, and the wings weren't large enough for it to fly.
What? That's the worst prop I've ever seen.
Oh, the original version also had a slew of technical errors. The engine was not properly built, putting the back of the aircraft at risk of melting from heat. I guess that's the reason why they...
I know what that's like.
The craft's air intake seemed too small. And then so Iran's defense minister at the time said Iranian aerospace experts designed the jet to fly at a low altitude, carry weapons, and land on short runways.
According to failure Daily Fail Online.
Well, the Iranian news site HOAX News did publish photos of the F-313 appearing to fly over mountains in 2013, but was accused of photoshopping the image. All right, so the wings are not large enough for this thing to fly. Oh, I think it says down here. Yeah, it's still unclear if the new prototype would be able to fly. The jet conducted taxi tests on Saturday during the exhibition.
Okay, that's just like, come on, you got to be joking me with this article.
No, and remember, this is Fox News. This is like
when this isn't like, The Onion.
No, when they're beating the drum, saying, you know, the mother of all bombs, and you know, we're going to go to nuclear war with North Korea, and Iran's new F-313 fighter jet prototype emerges. I mean, notice there is nothing on this plane that's a jockey has to sit into. There's no missiles. There's no guns. This thing won't get off the runway. The wings aren't large enough. The air take's not big enough. And if they do try to take off, the rear of the plane's like ready to burn up.
You're gonna melt.
Oh, war is a hoax. That's what I'm saying. I'm looking at these articles now with new eyes, and the words are right here. If you have eyes to see, ears to hear, and you just read this clearly with common sense, you realize that they're mocking you. I mean, yeah. I don't know. I was just having some fun looking at military planes flying around, and it doesn't take too long to realize what happened to my screen here.
Yeah, we're looking at some nice CGI there. Might have to refresh, maybe.
Yeah, it's not letting
I was
me.
trying to find that. I wish I could find that. You might have to close the screen share and then redo it, but this is frozen, I think.
Yeah, it won't let me stop sharing either.
Okay, I'll stop and present you. Sean Spicer, I can't find the press release. Of course, I can't remember which day it was, but he was questioned by the press. If he was worried about North Korea's nuclear power, and he said no, he's not worried at all. He knows they don't have nuclear capability.
Yeah, I'm not worried about it. Yeah, once you know that it's a hoax, that it's
There's no nuclear capability, right? No. Okay, people at home, no president or prime minister or any leader or the queen has a launching device that's going to send any missiles anywhere. There's like, two people with the coded timing with the turning of the key, and that is all fake.
Well, I'm really having trouble here. I sort of locked up. I don't know what you're seeing.
I'm seeing a bunch of boomerangs and some bird-like looking planes.
Oh.
Maybe you should just hit the rejoin, refresh
I can't get to any of my apps or anything.
The military will shut you down. Your truck might burn down tomorrow, man. Just to support you.
I see my cursor mover on the screen, but I can't do a single thing with it anywhere.
Yeah, sometimes that happens to my computer quite a bit. Like I said, yeah, if maybe just close
I might have to do a full reboot of my computer.
Yeah, it's okay. I'll play that Korean War propaganda clip for the viewers.
All right, I'll be back as quick as I can.
Okay, brother. I'll play that clip.
(2013년 3월 29일) 심야에 진행된 조선인민군 긴급작전회의 현장을 촬영한 몇 장의 사진이 북 언론을 통해 세상에 공개되었다. 전쟁 결정권자의 작전 지휘실 내부는 물론이고 핵전쟁 작전 문제를 논하는 긴급 작전 회의 현장까지 언론을 통해 공개할 만큼 자신만만한 나라는 전 세계에서 오직 북밖에 없다. 보도 사진을 확대하면 네 줄의 열핵 직격선이 가다운 핵타격 지점들이 선명하게 나타나는데 작전도 위쪽에서부터 아래쪽으로 긴 줄이 그어진 순서대로 알아보면 다음과 같다. 제1 열핵 직격선은 북에서부터 미국 수도 워싱턴 DC까지 그어졌다. 가장 길게 그어진 선이다. 선제 핵타격으로 미국의 심장부를 날려버리려는 것이다. 제2 열핵 직격선은 미국 본토 콜로라도주에 있는 콜로라도 스프링스까지 그어졌다. 콜로라도 스프링스 피터슨 공군기지에는 미국 북부사령부와 북미 항공방어우주사령부가 있다. 이것은 선제 핵타격으로 미군의 군사 정찰 능력을 제거하려는 것이다. 제3 열핵 직격선은 북에서부터 미국의 캘리포니아주 최남단에 있는 포인트 로마 해군기지까지 그어졌다. 니미츠급 초대형 항공모함 4척을 거느린 미국 제3함대 사령부, 핵추진 잠수함 6척을 거느린 잠수함 기지, 우주 및 해군 전쟁체계 사령부, 태평양 함대 정보사령부 등이 집결돼 있고 거기에서 근무하는 총 인원은 22,000명이다. 즉 세계에서 가장 큰 해군 기지를 선제 핵타격으로 날려버리는 것이다. 제4 열핵 직격선은 북에서부터 태평양 한가운데 또 있는 섬 하와이까지 그어졌다. 하와이 할라와 하이치에 태평양 사령부가 있고 그 사령부의 지휘를 받는 태평양 육군본부, 태평양 함대본부, honolulu의 공군본부가 하와이 호놀룰루에 집결돼 있다. 선제 핵타격으로 미국의 태평양 지역 작전 능력을 제거해버리려는 것이다. 인체 비유로 말하면 워싱턴 DC를 정조준한 열핵 타격은 세계를 감시하는 미국의 눈과 귀를 단칼에 도려내는 것이고 포인트 로마 해군기지를 정조준한 열핵 타격은 미국 통솔을 받쳐주는 두 다리를 단칼에 잘라버리는 것이고 하와이를 정조준한 열핵 타격은 태평양으로 내뻗은 미국의 두 팔을 단칼에 잘라버리는 것이라고 할 수 있다. 인민군 최고사령부의 제후결전 작전도에 따르면 북의 선제 핵타격으로 미국은 심장과 눈, 귀와 두 다리와 두 팔을 잃은 원통만 남게 되는 것이다. 미국의 급소를 핵타격 미사일로 직격하려는 것으로 대부학적으로 작성한 것이다. 한마디로 표현하면 인민군 전용 폭군의 열핵 직격은 대부학적 급소 직격인 것이다. rom의 깡패들은 상대방이 서로 뒤엉켜 깊이 터지게 난타극을 벌이지만 강철 주먹을 활용한 우수 고수는 급소타격 한 방으로 싸움을 끝내는 것이다. 적극적으로 모든 것을 날려보내라는 김정은 최고사령관의 작전 지시는 미국 각 지역의 급소를 불시에 동시 타격하는 상상을 초월한 열핵 직격으로 최후결전을 단순히 해라는 것이다.
That was it. Let me get this. Sorry. Oh man.
So that's
I got the echo off.
okay. Yeah, I'm back. Sorry about that. Computer completely jammed up on everything.
You can carry back on screen share if you'd like. It was great. Conservado, California. Did you see the targets? Hawaii, California, Washington, and Colorado Springs.
Well, I got some new targets to share with you from something that I came across today.
Sweet.
But let's see here. So we were at, this 313 fighter, and then, I was starting to show these pictures here. Just take some time, scroll through these, realize that what you're looking at is CGI. It's not real. They build models and CGI models now. This stuff is fake. We're being lied to by the military. We know that everything in the media, that they promote all the lies. And then we just have our different agencies that are the content creators for them. And then they disseminate it.
So you're saying, so the media lies, NASA, we all know lies, and now you're saying satellites are fake, and so are F-17s. Military.
Well, no, there are planes that fly, but and they probably have shot some rockets off the wings and stuff of planes before. Probably, maybe not, but I would be so absolutely surprised if one of those rockets that they shot off the wings ever hit anything close to a target that they were trying to shoot. Just like the ships, when they have all those big guns on ships, those ships are bobbing around in the ocean. I mean, they're going up and down in waves, rocking around. The slightest over a shot that's going 10 miles or something, if they're shooting those big guns, how much of a fraction do you have to be off for over 10 miles to just be off by massive degrees, not even near your target? The idea of shooting shells like that kind of distance and having any sort of accuracy, they have those big guns. I have a feeling that they have fun shooting them off. They like to shoot guns like we build spud guns. It's sort of fun. Bam.
Well, I think I've heard 100 miles was some of the missile.
Well, yeah, and then the speeds. I think I've got some tabs towards the end that'll show the speeds of some of these missiles. It's like Mach 20. Do you know what Mach 20 is?
Impossible.
Well, it's like 15,000 miles an hour. and we'll get to it. I mean, this we might have to cover this topic a number of times. There's just so much. But yeah, here was that footage. You were showing some of that. Yeah, here's Godlike Productions. I came across this thread earlier today. This was posted at 12:44 p.m. on Godlike Productions. And it's alert: Fed to run drill simulating a 10 kiloton nuke detonation over New Jersey, New York next Monday and Tuesday. This is the 24th and 25th. Okay.
I think we need a doorbell. Are you saying they're going to run 2 massive drills Monday, Tuesday of a 10 kiloton nuke?
10 kiloton, yes. And do you want to know? There was a whole bunch of tabs. There's been a whole lot of what do they call it? The predictive programming. Okay. Yep. 10 kiloton. When you start doing searches for what's the result of a 10 kiloton blast, 10 kiloton is the size that they have all these articles prepared for.
And so that's called Operation Gotham Shield.
Gotham Shield, yeah. So, and just wait until you see the map. This goes right back to that whole Batman Aurora.
Yeah, I was thinking Batman.
Yeah,
with Bane.
So this is a tab that I found interesting. Somebody had pointed out a list of satanic sacrificial days, which is accurate. And so they got the information here, and then the calendar here. I had never seen this before. I just saw this afternoon. But so these dates in March vary because of the way the calendars are, the way the Easter is. And I say Easter because Easter is a pagan holiday. It has nothing to do with the Passover and what Jesus asked his followers to do. But April 24th is St. Mark's Eve, and then the 26th through May 1st is Grand Climax. that is demure, and I don't. So this is under type. There's blood, sexual and blood. Demure, orgies, demure. I did a quick search for this demure. I need to find out more. I didn't really find too much on it.
I know that there's a cigarette called Demorier.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I want Canada's top seller. Do more.
And then, so under usage, we've got oral, anal, vaginal, corpus de ball, and I'm just,
What?
yeah. And
Female.
1 to 25. So they also have,
What?
yeah, the age. So if you look at all these different things, this is 15 to 33, male, if human, okay. 7 to 17, female, female or child, any age, male or female. This one's the 1 to 25. Here's any age. 7 to 17, female, infant to 21. This is the marriage to the beast, September 7th. Infant to 21, female. Yeah, so this was shocking. I had never seen this before. So here is a PDF of the Gotham Shield 2017 overview. So on Godlike Productions, you know, people are doing research. I was doing research. I was trying to find out some information on this. And this looks like the type of drill material that we've seen before for 9/11, for Sandy Hook, for the, you know, all these
bombing.
Yeah, all these things that are drills that they end up going live under the exact same scenario as the drill that they were planning for. So, you know, here's some fluffy talk. And then existing exercise purpose statements. You've got these different groups. We'll get into these. The Vital Archer, Vibrant Response, Ferreras, Amigas. I don't know that one. Actually, I don't know these too well, but
why do they have them in Spanish, man? That's like I live in Canada and some of the job sites says Iglesia and like there's like Spanish. I'm like, I don't get that. Neither of our country's language.
So here is
I love Mexicans.
Oh, me too. Yeah, I love their food. I love
Yeah,
hanging out with them.
people.
They're happy. Yeah, dance,
But-
and sing.
But
and-
that's Mexicans for Mexico, right? I don't understand why it's
So here is the GS-17 structure. So Gotham Shield is the full umbrella, and then you have and then you have the Prevent Protect. This is Vital Archer. This is Northcom running the Vital Archer program. Under this response bubble, you've got the Ardent Sentry. Northcom's running the Ferreras Amigas and the Vibrant Response. The DNDO is doing Prominent Hunt. Staunch Maple is the CJOC. FEMA is doing the recovery efforts afterwards. So here's the GS-17 ICPT members. You've got the Department of Energy, U.S. Domestic Nuclear Detection Office, the Federal Bureau of Investigation, Federal Emergency Management Agency, U.S. Northern Command, State of New Jersey Office of Emergency Management, State of New York Office of Emergency Management, and the City of New York Office of Emergency Management. Now, this is interesting. The timeline. So you got a planning meeting. I don't know what MCEL is, but script meeting. When I saw a script meeting, I'm like, this is when they write the script for this drill, right? That was January 31st through February 1st of 2017. And then they synced up. Then they had a final planning meeting on March 28th through 30th. The exercise runs April 18th through May 5th. And we will get some more detail on this.
Whoa! You just said April 18th.
Yeah.
So they could be doing the hoax right now, and they're gonna go live with it one day before. Like, you know, is this the 19th? Right? Just asking.
Yeah. It is the 19th. Yeah,
That's crazy.
You'll see it. Your car started on fire on the 18th, right?
Yeah.
The drill went live.
Okay, Fry's car. Let's do this, guys. Go. Oh, I'm sorry. This is great. Look. Oh no! Don't tell me that's New Lake, Ontario.
No, this is the GS-17 detonation location and wind direction.
Detonation, location, simulation, realization.
So this is where they're detonating the nuke right here. This is New Jersey. Here is Manhattan, and you can see which way the radiation's flowing, and here we got fatalities and 90% of the population fatalities and over 50.
We don't love radiation.
Here's the blast impact radius. Okay.
Whoa. That's some serious color work.
You got some of their timeline here. Here's the good chart. So prevention, we saw this before. The Vital Archer by Northcom started on the 18th, and Vital Archer runs up through Sunday. Staunch Maple starts here, runs across this, but 24th, 25th, these are the days that are being talked about a bunch. It's interesting how that's when this whole middle part kicks off, and then the recovery. This is when FEMA jumps in, May 9th. So this is good stuff to keep in the back of your mind. What they're supposed to be simulating in this drill is a nuclear explosion, a 10 kiloton yield that creates an EMP. And that's what yes,
it's gonna take out the power in Toronto. I already warned. I told my old man here, be prepared. The hydro might go. We got generators, right? Because it happens. They shut it off. But that would see. My question for you is, to get the most true response data, wouldn't you have to almost like tell them it's going to happen on the 30th and then start on the 27th or something?
Yeah, well, there's some more articles in here that I found interesting. Somebody drew the correlation to the days before 9/11 when the drills started, what they were actually drilling, what the scenarios were that they were drilling for. It looked like 2-3 days before 9/11 is when those drills, those scenarios were being carried out. And then
they had
then on the 11th it went.
Yeah, they had the FEMA camp set up for, I think it was 4 days prior to the they were like, wow, it's a good thing we were here, right? Jeez, wow.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Boston bombing is just another one. They literally put out tweets and emails and telling people, don't worry, there'll be a live drill across from the library.
Exactly.
Also, 7/7, the London bombing was supposed to be a drill that, like...
It was a drill.
Well, they're all drills, right? But it's funny, just to throw in a caveat before you get back going on this, because you're doing a great job. It's just in Canada, the RCMP, they militarize. They go online and they activate jihadists, and then before they go to do the attack, they bust them. Right? It's like they're the heroes, right?
Yeah, they give them the bomb, and then they arrest them.
Well, yeah, it's up to that point, right? Before they actually get anything.
Yeah.
And they, there's been I have 3 videos I bet on my channel. If you go back through the years, the last few years, you'll see Toronto foils another terrorist plot, or Montreal stops jihadists on train. It's they always bust them. It's just, I don't know why it always happens like that. Sorry to breaking. Carry on.
No problem. So this chart is interesting because it shows how on the 24th, it's these 2 agencies. 25th, we got 2 more. And then the 26th has the most amount of agencies. Only the NYC OEM is not active on the 26th. So I don't know. I'm doing this for awareness. If there's a possibility that this is one of the drills that they plan on going live, and I do have an inclination that is possible, that we may be just a few days away from our next 9/11 caliber hoax.
Why does it say for official use only 18? Is that the page number 18?
Yeah, page number.
They don't really put secret intelligence on documents, right? People that are getting those intelligence know that it's secretive, right? That's just odd.
Yeah, I know. So I did do some research, and this is showing up on other military websites. We'll get to some of those.
Yep. Oh, it looks legit. I was just saying, it's the part of the programming to put official on it. That's all I was.
Yeah. So here's a website, globalsecurity.org, Homeland Security Planning Scenarios. Scenario 1, nuclear detonation, 10 kiloton improvised nuclear device. Infrastructure damage, radius of 0.5 to 1 mile. Evacuations, displaced persons, 450,000 or more. Contamination, 3,000 square miles. Economic impact, hundreds of billions of dollars. This is supposed to be a big one.
Wow.
So
I've never seen a drill like this, man.
Yeah, in this scenario, terrorist members of the Universal Adversary UA group assemble a gun-type nuclear device using highly enriched uranium. Use it on delivery van. Terrorists transport this device to the central business district of a large city and detonate it. An electromagnetic pulse, EMP, damages many electronic devices within 3 miles. A mushroom cloud rises above the city and begins to drift east-northeast. So here is the 10 kiloton. There's a bunch of articles that try to give you an idea of the damage of what a 10 kiloton nuclear bomb that does not exist, what it would do. So they've really prepped on that. They've got all these maps, what a 10 kiloton bomb will do already. Fear. Here's a screenshot of one of the documents where it says 4 nuclear devices, 2 of which are rendered safe during the DoD Vital Archer exercise, 1 successful 10 kiloton detonation in the New York City, New Jersey area, and 1 smaller detonation on the U.S.-Canadian border.
Oh no! It's gonna probably end up being Texas and Austin and Toronto.
Well, they already got your car.
Wah. Just kidding. But yeah, continue, man. You've done a heck of a job, brother. Thank you so much. Let's just keep going. Wow.
So this is on Godlike Productions. This is the article that was linked back to, and so it was this superstation95.com, and this isn't a big name. I've never heard of them. I don't know to trust them. but this is where the information was originally coming from, a military document obtained. So they're including the amateur radio, ham radio operators, and they're going to be
What?
Yeah, they're going to be talking about the status of the electrical power, the municipal water service, sanitation service, medical facility, communications, transportation. And so here's some documentation that they have on it. And this is where they, 2 days before 9/11, military exercises simulated suicide hijack targeting New York. They talk about the different scenarios, and this is an interesting read here. I recommend people going through here and reading the scenarios, the storylines that were created for these drills. It's wacky. It's really wacky. Here's Joint Task Force Civil Support, U.S. Northcom. They're talking about this. They mention JTF-CS will participate in exercise Vibrant Response. I think that was one of the groups under the Gotham Shield umbrella.
The kickoff team.
Yeah, April 24th through 30th, 2017, at Camp Atterbury, Indiana. So Indiana sits against what, Lake Michigan? No, I'm trying to think where the U.S.-Canada thing. I'm not sure if this Indiana place has anything to do with it.
Yeah, I don't think there's any major cities along Indiana. I know there is in Sault Ste. Marie, Detroit area, and Toronto, Niagara Falls.
Yeah, so I know we're pushing 2 hours here, but I was doing some research, looking at missiles and rockets and nukes and stuff like that. And here is the top 10 deadliest nuclear missiles, ICBMs, in the world. And let's just go through and find some clips here. So this one's got a range of 8,000 to 10,000 kilometers.
Wow.
This comes from the Triumphant class submarines.
What? That comes out of a sub?
Comes out of a sub, yeah. Just like, remember the white and black one with the checkerboard on the top?
Yeah.
That the North Koreans are launching from their subs?
Yeah.
Yeah. I got a problem with subs now.
Yeah, I do too.
So here's an intercontinental. This is China's. And you know what I found funny about this? These trucks are all camouflaged up. Here they've got intercontinental nuclear ballistic missiles, and they got such nice white walls on all their tires.
I said it again. It looks like the 40s.
Look at the white walls on that thing.
I love that. I love the white wall. Always have. But that's just, it looks like woman's lipstick. Like, why would you paint your nuclear bomb like that?
Oh. Here we get into some fancier ones. Now we've got multiple warheads, right? So
that's new. That's a tripler? I've never seen that.
I think 1, 2, 3, 4.
It's a trident.
Trident, probably, yeah.
That's all.
Yeah, so you got to be afraid of a nuclear bomb in each one of these things now.
Be triple afraid.
Here's one from Russia. They don't have the white wall. They don't have the white walls on theirs.
It just looks like a holding tank for fluids, man.
Yeah, septic tank truck pulling up to pump your septic system. Oh, they got their fire extinguisher.
Look at that angle. Oh man.
Speed 7.3 kilometers per second. Where is... I want to get to the speed on this.
Oh, almost got a launch.
Here we go. Operational range, 12,000 kilometers. Speed over Mach 20.
Oh.
So you know kilometers per hour. I think this converts out to about 15,000 something miles per hour.
Isn't there only, how long is the equator?
25,000 miles.
Okay, so this is going faster than the Earth in 1 second. Is that what you're telling me? It can only go 12,000 kilometers, but it's going. That's the problem with their math there. Just saying.
Oh man, each country just outdoes each other. They make one of these things and then they
a 20-ton bomb that weighs 5 tons.
Yeah. So let's see how this one takes off. If it takes off as fast as NASA's did. Oh no, it's just
See the debris. Look at the debris. Wow, look at the casings. Hopefully they don't have plastic grommets or.
Here's the Minuteman III, United States, just coming in at number 6.
Minuteman.
Their speed 24,100 kilometers per hour. And when you watch these footages, it's so funny. Like they'll come up here just a little bit and look at how this thing's already like totally tipping over. They can only film these things this long before their rockets just spin off and blow up. Oh,
yeah, it's crazy.
Here's one coming out of the water, right?
Checkerboard.
Checkerboard. Freemasons. Here's another. Look at this one.
That one's really cool.
Isn't that great footage? Great footage.
Thank you, military. Instead of NASA.
Here's your nuclear missiles, everybody.
Those are laser pointers, man, that I play with the cats with.
Luke Skywalker had one of those that had a laser blade that came out of it.
Wow. That's real. Oh yeah.
Oh man, I've got some other footage. Yeah, here's the conversion here. Mach 20 to miles per hour is 15,345 miles per hour.
Okay, I stand corrected. That it's not 1 second, so that in 1 hour it would travel.
Yeah,
half the Earth. Sorry, I feel a little bit foolish, but. It's crazy. These speeds.
Just a second here. I gotta read a note.
So.
Sure. All right.
10, 9.
Oh, here's that NASA 360 footage again.
Oh,
and,
I missed it.
Roger.
Yeah, you want to see it one more time?
Yeah, sure.
And so we were watching before the 360 version from the NASA site. This one right here is CNN. They've already done the editing, got you pretty much to the takeoff setup, and this isn't can't 360 this, so they do the panning for you. But let's watch this full screen again. And you ready for this?
Yep.
Pay attention.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4.
Oh, I got a little trail there. I got a little trail. I seen it in the air there.
Yeah. Gonna see it again?
Yeah.
Okay, here it goes.
6, 5, 4.
It teleported, man. And it's like a fisheye with a flat level horizon. That's so weird. Camera. How do they do that?
Oh, all right. So,
Wow.
I think, it's 2 hours exactly. So,
Okay.
maybe we wrap it up for tonight. There's so much more to cover. War is a hoax. Nukes, there's nothing to be afraid of. Gotham Shield is a drill that's coming up that has really good potential for being our next 9/11.
Sorry.
No, that is not something to be afraid of, because 9/11 was a hoax. I'm pretty confident nobody
Controlled.
died. Nobody died unless they didn't listen to orders and they went into the demolition zone on their own.
I'm with you 100%.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm so sorry to hear about your car.
Oh, no problem. Hopefully this operation Gotham Shield doesn't actually,
But
Take-
nobody's gonna get hurt, but it might be the next big news.
yeah. Well, hey, I just wanted to take the last second here to, what a great job you've done tonight. You've brought so many great new things to the table. Good job, man. I'm really thankful to experience this truth seeking with you tonight. Thank you, Jason, and everyone else.
All right. Well, thank you, brother. Good
Always,
night.
man. Yes. Okay.